Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I should probably pick it up off the floor. We're going to be jumping into my Boxycharm premium box for the month of January. Normally I do film an intro barefaced, but I rushed through my intro because I wanted to get makeup on my face, and basically I blew through everything I wanted to say, so I'm going to come back and say it now. So we're going to be jumping into the January premium box. It is the $35 box, not the $25 box and not the $50 box. As you guys know, every month there are different variations, so I am variation 28, and I know I say it in pretty much every Boxycharm video, but if you ever get something in your box that you don't love, say you got the brow products that you don't think you're going to use, but you wanted, say, the blush and cheek palette that you didn't get, you can always hop onto that Boxycharm Beauties link down below in my bio, where you can go and swap your products with someone who might have the product you want, and vice versa. So just because you didn't get it in your box, there is a huge community online of people who are happy to swap, trade, sell, share, whatever, to make sure that everybody gets kind of the perfect box for them. So if you want to see everything inside my January premium box, make sure to keep on watching, and please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 5 videos a week, and that is going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see everything in my premium box and what it took to make this entire look right here today, make sure to stay tuned. Alright, so first out of the box, the theme card. So this month's theme is Breaking the Ice, which for winter is super appropriate. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I did recently move to South Florida, so it's not really too icy out here, but my parents up in New York just recently had a blizzard, or at least like icy, snowy weather. Anyway, Breaking the Ice is still appropriate for January, just maybe not for my neck of the woods because I got a palm tree right outside my window. Anyway, so first item out of the box, this is from Farsali. I did already pull all of the items out of the little boxes they came in, just because with these nails, opening them on camera is never fun. So the Farsali Liquid Glass is a radiant serum. It is a hybrid skincare serum that hydrates the skin, leaving a radiant glow. It uses hyaluronic acid to plump the skin to improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It can be used as a hydrating serum or as a radiance boosting primer before makeup. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. As you guys do know, I am more on the oily side. However, I did not use a moisturizer today yet for obvious reasons that you guys will see, but I'm going to add a little bit of this like I'm an Instagram baddie and just apply it into the skin. I am really embracing the glow lately. I'm still oily, but I'm not dehydrated. I make sure to use plenty of moisturizer, hydrating serums, the works, because hydrated skin is happy skin. But I do not want to get shiny, so playing around a mattifying primer or something usually mixed in will help to keep things smooth. This does have a really nice scent to it, and it does leave the skin a little tacky, which I'm kind of upset that I'm using this first, because there is a second product that I'm about to put right on top of it. What I will say, on first application, it feels really nice on the skin. I have not been too nice to Farsali in the past just because the rose gold elixir and the white oil, the hydrating oil, to me it's overpriced olive oil. I mean, I know it's not, but to me, adding that kind of an oil base on the skin is a little gimmicky for me at a $55 price point. So this, which is actually jam-packed of actual skincare ingredients, is definitely a lot more appropriate for that price point than some of their other products. That being said, I have said before, I do love the Skin Tune Blur because it does smooth and leave everything beautiful. I'm probably going to end up trying the new liquid powder, which is amazing. Well, in theory. I haven't tried it yet. Next, so the Laneige, nope. So the Liquid Glass does retail for $54. And the next item out of the box, also skincare, which is why, again, there's no makeup on my face. This is from Laneige. It is the Fresh Calming Mousse Moisturizer, blended to perfection with nutrient-rich deep sea water and polyphenols. I'm smart. Polyphenols from lychee peel extract. The moisturizer quickly whips into action to deliver instant soothing relief to visibly stressed skin. Non-sticky mousse-like formula, ideal for all skin types. Retails for $29. So we're going to take a little bit of... Ooh. So I thought it was going to be a pump. It's not. You push it down and it just starts coming out. Definitely foamy. It's almost crackling. What I like about the texture of this as that mousse is it feels like it is applying a very thin layer on top of the skin, and it's almost a water weight, so it's not like really sitting on the skin. It feels like it's instantly absorbing right in. I'm gonna stop touching my face because one of the biggest issues I find with skincare in general, we put it on and we go like this until we don't feel it anymore, which we're applying it and we're basically wiping it right off. So I like to apply it, and then when it's just a little bit wet still, I leave it to absorb into the skin. That way I'm not rubbing it off onto my hands. And then whatever's here, we move into the hands, because the hands are the biggest tell for aging. Moisturize your hands, people. Now that that's on, I will say it still does feel nice. There is no stickiness or tackiness. The skin just feels nice and hydrated. There's a little bit of a glow coming through from that liquid glass serum, but as like a skin prep, I think the two of these do feel really nice. So there's a couple steps between here and the next item out of the box. So I'm gonna go basically do everything else until we get there off camera, and I'll be right back to talk about the next product. Okay, so the next two items out of the box are both eyeshadows. First, from Kat Von D, it is the Lolita eyeshadow. Kat Von D's Lolita eyeshadow is triple milled, insanely pigmented in her signature matte eyeshadow formula. Soft, seamless blend every time. Rock a rosy eye and top it off with the Lolita lip for a monochromatic look. It is like her typical like go-to rosy mauve tone. With that is also the Too Faced Palm Springs Dream palette, which has some really pretty pops of color. The Too Faced Cosmetics Palm Springs palette, make it a girl's trip to remember with this Palm Springs Dreams palette, inspired by fresh cocktail colors and party-ready finishes, extreme color payoff, and a one-swipe formula. This one retails for $19. This retails for $45. So I did mess up and I thought this was a blush, so that's always fun. I'm gonna grab a fluffy shadow brush and I'm gonna take the Lolita matte eyeshadow, and I'm going to run that in my crease. So for those of you who have been on my channel before, you guys know, because I've said this more than once, I am not a fan of the Kat Von D eyeshadow formula. I think it's a little dry, it's a little patchy, and it takes far more work than a matte shadow should to make it pretty. This one is really no exception to that. Like, in order to make it not skip, I have to take so little product and really, really blend it. Now, don't get me wrong, I blend all of my eyeshadows, but the Kat Von D formula I find just needs so much extra love to make it look good. Like, I feel like I really have to work it. Yeah, that's proving to be exactly what I expected from the Kat Von D eyeshadow. Like, the pigment is there, but I'm still going just to try and make it look seamless and even on both eyes. Hopefully the other palette will help us to fix that. So I'm gonna dig into this palette for the rest of the eye look. How are we gonna fix this? I'm gonna take the shade, I'm on a different brush. I'm gonna take the shade Rum Tiki right here, which is like a saddle brown, and I'm just gonna blend this over the Kat Von D shade just to kind of blend it together. Yeah, see how that just kind of muted everything and made it actually look pretty? That's how a shadow should blend. Now, in the past I have said this, I love the I love the Too Faced formula for their mattes. Their shimmers I tend to have problems with just because my lids are so oily, and their shadows tend to be a little more on the oily emollient side, which is beautiful if you are drier, but for someone like me, it means that I tend to have an issue with their shadows creasing. But I'm really hoping, the last shadow palette of theirs I used was the Sweet Peach palette 5 years ago, so I'm hoping that this is a different formula and something that works a little bit better for me. But that color already fixed whatever was going on. I'm gonna take a little bit of Saucy and Bossy, which is a mauve-y tone, and just run that a little lower, just because where the brown and that Kat Von D shade met, there was a little bit of like a disjointedness. Brandon's gonna make fun of me for that, because that's not a word. We're just gonna make sure that it looks even. The last look I did was a blue look. The look I did before that was a pink look. And looking at this, I would first want to jump into the blue or the pink. So since I can't do that, I'm probably gonna do... I think I'm gonna do the bronzy tone up here and then do a pop of color on the lower lash. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab a packer brush, spray that shade with a tiny bit of Fix Plus, and pack it on. I'm getting just a tiny bit of fallout, but it went away super easy. Dipping back into a little bit more of Saucy and Bossy, I'm just going to blend out the edges and make sure everything is well blended. Then taking a little bit of BYOB, we're just going to pat the outer corner just to deepen things up. Going into a little bit of Cabana time, just going to blend under the brow just to diffuse the color a little bit, make it softer on the edges. Before I go on to the lower lash, the next item out of the box, which is the second to last item, this is the St. Luxe Eyeliner Trio. This retails for $55. It is the perfect trio, a mix of your 3 must-have liners in bronze, nude, and black. It is bringing you a budge-proof, gel-based liner that glides effortlessly and lasts all day long. With this kind of a look, I typically would want to do something bold. So I'm going to grab the nude of the trio just to make sure that we are giving ourselves a nice base for the blue to stick to. So it is a pencil. We're going to throw that in the waterline. So I'm hoping that the bronze one and the black one are a little bit creamier, because I am barely noticing anything with this. That's not doing anything, so this is a pass from me. So on a teeny tiny brush, I'm going to take Swank the blue, and I'm going to buff that into the liner, which normally would create a tacky base. I don't know if this liner did anything, but we're about to find out. Oh wow, it doesn't even matter. That shadow is so creamy that it is doing all the work for me. You know what, I take that back. I am going to try this as a blush and probably regret it, but I'm going to try it anyway. So I'm going to take a little bit on my blush brush and see how it looks on the cheek. It's actually not bad. The upside of it having an issue with pigment as a single eyeshadow is that as a blush, it does not get overwhelming super quickly. So it adds a little bit of rosiness to the cheeks without really getting overpowering. We may have found a way to make this win. This might be a really good blush. I'll let you know. All right, now I'm gonna go highlight, mascara, lashes, inner corner highlight, maybe lip, and we'll be right back to go into the last item of the box. All right, so the face is tied up. I did decide to skip the lashes today just because for once I was really happy with how my lashes were looking. And the last item out of the box, this is from Billion Dollar Brows. This is the best brow kit ever. That's the name. It is the bestsellers kit. Transform your brows with these essential brow products. Universal Sculpting Pencil, Brow Duo, highlight the brow bone, conceal above the brow, blend, highlight, smudge brush for a complete finish, complete with a coat of brow gel for an all-day lasting look. So, there are 4 products in this box. The brow pencil in the shade, oh, it's Universal. I have actually gotten this. This came in a box a while ago, so I don't think I still have it. I'm pretty sure it expired and I threw it out before we moved, but we're going to play with that. I have the Conceal Duo, throwing the lid. It is a twist-up concealer on one side and a highlighter on the other. I did already highlight and conceal my underbrow, so I think I'm going to skip that today. The smudger brush, not really my thing. I'm going to skip that as well. We are going to use the pencil and the brow gel now. And this kit retails for $42. So I'm going to Start with the pencil. I remember really liking this brow pencil, and I remember it just, you know, being old and me needing to part with a lot. When I moved, I got rid of so much expired makeup. So this is definitely one of those pencils where the harder you push it, the darker it is. So I do think it is going to be pretty universal as long as you are not ultra fair. But it applies very creamy, nice and smooth. Comb through and soften. Then we're going to grab that brow gel and just lock it all in place. I'm actually very happy with that. I'm going to grab a tiny bit of setting spray, lock this in place, and then we'll go through all of my thoughts on everything in the box. Okay, so first, the skin prep. I know it doesn't look like it, but I've been sitting here filming various portions of this video since I put this on for about an hour and a half, and I am very glowy, a little dewy, but I don't feel greasy, which is nice. Normally, from the Farsali products, I do get super greasy. Same thing with most moisturizers. If it's not like the ones I like, I get super greasy and shiny very quickly. So this combo is actually working really nicely for me. I don't feel greasy, I don't look greasy, I just look a little glowy. I definitely went overboard with the highlight as I always do, but I don't hate how either of those look. Definitely gonna wanna play around with them more. I've said it before, but you guys know, it's gonna take 28 to 60 days to know if you really like skincare. So there's really not much of a use of a first impressions other than how it smells, how it feels. If you can get over the smell and the texture, you're gonna have to really put it to the test to really find out if you love it. The single eyeshadow, I was ready to pass so hard on, but as a blush, I really do like the way it turned out. Like a lot of that rosiness just warming up the cheeks, just kind of rounded out the look quite nicely. Normally, this is a tone of blush that is a little dark for what I normally go for. If you're looking for a single shadow, Kat Von D is not the formula that I like. I definitely do not like it as a shadow. However, you guys know I'm never in the habit of finding a product, hating it off the bat, and never trying to find a way to make it work. I found a way to make it work. That being said, the liners, not finding a way to make it work. There was zero pigmentation on the nude one to the point where I'm not even opening the other two. I'm gonna drop it into my overflow bin and give it to somebody else and let them play with it because for me, not even worth trying the other two. I did not like it at all. Then we have the eyeshadow palette, which for how long this has been on my eyes, zero creasing so far. So I'm inclined to believe it is a different formula from the ones I've used in the past that don't typically work out for me. Cannot believe how beautiful that blue on the waterline turned out. Normally I would put that on and I'd feel underwhelmed and I'd have to go in with a bunch of neutral shadows to frame it. I don't even need to do that. The blue definitely speaks for itself, and I'm really happy with how the whole thing turned out, especially because there are tones on the top that like bronzy brassy that I don't normally go for. So this is definitely a win for me. And the brow kit, I only used half of the products and I love the way my brows look to the point where I'm definitely going to give the double-sided concealer duo a chance. I wish I hadn't already concealed my lid and highlit my brow before opening it, so I will be trying this out in the future. This type of brush, especially for brows, is not something I really ever get use of, but I love a brush like this for really like buffing shadow in the waterline, so you will probably see me use this for eyeshadow, and that's the beauty of brushes. You can use them for whatever you like. So that being said, the retail value of this box is $244, which for a box that only cost you $35 out the door is amazing, even if you only liked one of the products. And I had 3 favorites in this box, all of which individually cost more than the price of the box. So definitely a win for me, even though there were 2 products that I wasn't entirely a fan of, the liners and the single shadow. I was able to make the shadow work, but for a $35 subscription box to get that many products that I do really like, definitely worth it from me. I've said this in the past. I said it in the intro. If you don't love a product you get in a box and you don't want to use it, hop on that Boxycharm Beauty's Facebook group. go swap it with someone who did get it, because I'm sure somebody didn't get the liners in their variation and they wanted them. If it doesn't work for me, it might work for you. That is my favorite part about makeup, is that it is so personal that I could love a holy grail product of mine that you think is trash and vice versa. My opinion is not the be all end all, and I love how personal it is that we all love different things. And now that I've gotten way too preachy from my own good, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.